Hey everyone, in this video, we'll uncover the most valuable Abraham Lincoln steel penny and wheat penny you should be on the lookout for. We'll break down what makes these Lincoln wheat pennies so special, how much they're worth in today's market, and what you need to know to sell them successfully at auction. First up, the 1943 Lincoln steel penny is one of the most fascinating and unique coins in American numismatic history. Unlike the typical copper pennies, this particular coin stands out due to its steel composition, which was a direct result of the wartime economy during World War II. Today, we'll take a closer look at the 1943 Lincoln steel penny, specifically the large date variety without a mint mark, in uncirculated condition with some scratches, and explore its value in the modern collector's market. First, a bit of background. During World War II, copper was a critical material needed for ammunition and other military equipment. To conserve copper, the U.S. Mint made a remarkable decision in 1943 to switch the penny's composition to zinc-coated steel. This change produced the iconic steel cent that year, which is instantly recognizable by its silver-gray color, stark contrast to the traditional reddish copper pennies. The 1943 Lincoln steel penny was minted in massive quantities at all three U.S. mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia. The coin features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The large date variety refers to the distinct, more prominent style of the date numerals stamped on the coin's face, which collectors specifically seek due to its subtle design differences compared to the small date variety. Now, the coin's condition plays a huge role in determining its value. The example we're discussing today is uncirculated, meaning it has never been used in everyday transactions and shows no signs of wear on the raised surfaces. However, it does have some scratches, which are common even on uncirculated coins due to handling and storage conditions over time. Despite these minor imperfections, an uncirculated 1943 steel penny is highly desirable to collectors because it retains much of its original mint luster and detail. In terms of rarity, the 1943 steel penny is relatively common compared to other Lincoln cents, with more than 1 billion coins produced that year. However, the uncirculated condition and the large date variety without a mint mark make this particular coin more valuable. Collectors prize these qualities as they represent a pristine example of a historically significant coin. What about its value in today's market? Generally, circulated 1943 steel pennies without mint marks sell for around 25 cents to a few dollars, depending on wear. However, uncirculated examples command a much higher price. A 1943 steel penny large date, no mint mark, in uncirculated condition, even with some scratches, can typically fetch between $20 and $50 in today's market. The price can fluctuate based on the severity of the scratches and overall eye appeal. If the coin is graded by professional services such as PCGs or NGC, it could be worth even more, especially if the grade reflects a higher uncirculated quality like MS63 or above. Collectors often seek certified coins to ensure authenticity and condition, which adds to the coin's resale value. It's also worth mentioning that the steel pennies are magnetic due to their iron content, which is a helpful tool for identifying genuine 1943 steel cents. Because they are made of steel, these coins can rust if exposed to moisture, so proper storage in a dry environment is important to preserve their value and condition. In summary, the 1943 Lincoln steel penny large date without a mint mark in uncirculated condition with some scratches is a valuable and historically significant coin. While not rare in sheer numbers, its unique composition, wartime background, and condition make it a prized piece for many collectors. Its value today typically ranges from $20 to $50, reflecting its status as a collectible item rather than just pocket change. Next up, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a D. Mint mark is an iconic piece of American numismatic history that holds a special place in many collectors' hearts. This coin not only carries the legacy of one of America's greatest presidents, but also reflects a fascinating era during World War II. Today, we'll dive deep into the story of the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny, focusing on the large date variety minted in Denver, in good condition with some scratches, and explore what it's worth in today's market. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse side of the coin features a detailed profile of President Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, which has become one of the most recognized images in American coinage. Above Lincoln's head is the word Liberty, and to the left is the inscription, "In God We Trust." The date, in this case 1944, sits prominently on the right side. The D mint mark below the date indicates that this particular coin was minted at the Denver Mint. On the reverse, you'll find two stalks of wheat framing the outer edges, which is why these pennies are called wheat pennies. The inscriptions: 1 cent and United States of America are centered, with E pluribus unum at the top. The wheat ears symbolize America's agricultural heritage and prosperity during the early 20th century. The year 1944 is especially significant because it was during World War II, interestingly. Most 1944 pennies were made from recycled shell, casings, and other brass materials due to wartime metal rationing. Unlike the steel pennies minted in 1943, the 1944 pennies returned to their traditional copper composition, but with about 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, which slightly differed from earlier copper coins. Now, let's talk about the coin's condition. The example we're discussing today is described as being in good condition with some scratches. Good in coin grading means the coin shows heavy wear, but all major details and lettering remain visible, while scratches do affect the overall aesthetic and may lower the grade. They are typical for coins that have been in circulation for decades. Despite the wear, this coin still maintains enough detail to be identifiable and collectible. How much is this 1944D Lincoln Wheat penny worth today? Due to its high mintage, over 900 million coins produced at the Denver Mint in 1944, this coin is fairly common. In circulated condition, such as good to very fine grades, these pennies typically sell for around 15 to 50 cents. The presence of scratches may place the value toward the lower end of this range. However, the coin still holds a collectible appeal, especially to those completing a date and mint set. Collectors looking for coins in better condition, like extra fine or uncirculated, can expect to pay more. Uncirculated 1944 DPEs can sell for anywhere from $5 to $30 or more, depending on the grade and overall eye appeal. Certification by grading companies like PCGs or NGC can further boost the coin's value, particularly if it achieves a high mint state grade. The 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny is not only a coin, but also a historical artifact that connects us to a pivotal time in American and world history. Its design, composition, and the story behind it make it an essential piece for any collector interested in American coins. In summary, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny with D mint mark in good condition with some scratches is a widely available but still valuable coin in today's market. It typically sells for around 15 to 50 cents depending on wear and eye appeal. While not rare, its historic significance and role in the Lincoln Wheat penny series make it an interesting addition to any coin collection. Next up, the 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny with D mint mark is one of the classic coins from America's mid-20th century coinage. Despite being a common coin, its age, history, and symbolic design make it a fascinating piece for both new and experienced collectors. Today, we'll explore the background, design, composition, and current market value of the 1952D Lincoln Wheat Penny, especially in bad condition with visible scratches. Let's begin with the design. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features a profile portrait of Lincoln facing right. Above his head are the words, "In God We Trust," and to the left of his profile is the word, "Liberty." On the right side is the date 1952, and just below it is the D Mint mark, which stands for the Denver Mint. On the reverse side, the coin displays two stalks of wheat along the left and right edges, which give the series its popular nickname Wheat Penny in the center. We see the denomination 1 cent and the country name United States of America with the Latin motto E pluribus unum along the top. The simplicity and symbolism of the reverse make it one of the most beloved coin designs in U.S. history. Now let's talk about the coin's composition. The 1952D Lincoln Wheat Penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which was the standard alloy used during that era. These coins were struck with a total mintage of over 746 million pieces, making them relatively common even today. The high mintage means that circulated examples, especially those in poor or bad condition, are widely available and not considered rare. In our case, we're looking at a coin described as being in bad condition with some scratches. In numismatic grading terms, bad condition usually refers to a coin that is heavily worn, with many fine details smoothed out from circulation. The scratches add to the overall wear, making it a lower-grade coin. You might see a faint outline of Lincoln's image and only partial visibility of the lettering. This is a coin that has clearly seen decades of use in daily transactions. Because of its condition, value of the 1952D penny is fairly low on the collector's market. In bad or poor condition, such coins typically sell for their base copper melt value, which is about 2 to 3 cents. However, even in rough shape, some collectors might still purchase such coins to complete a date and mint mark set, especially if they're just starting out and not concerned with quality. In slightly better grades like good or fine, these coins can reach values of around 5 to 10 cents. For well-preserved, uncirculated examples, especially those graded by third-party grading services like PCGs or NGCs, of value can rise significantly, often ranging from $100 to $200 or more, depending on the grade and overall eye appeal. While the 1952D Lincoln Wheat Penny in bad condition doesn't command high prices, it still has historical value. This coin circulated during the post-World War II boom period in the United States. It was part of a thriving economy where pennies still had true purchasing power. These coins passed through millions of hands, witnessed thousands of stories, and served as a staple in the American pocket change system for decades. For coin enthusiasts, even a heavily worn penny like this one can be a meaningful addition. It's not just about monetary value, it's about the connection to the past, to history, and to everyday American life. Many collectors keep even poor-condition wheat pennies as conversation pieces, educational tools, or family heirlooms. So, in summary, the 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a D Mint mark, featuring a large date and in bad condition with scratches, holds modest market value today, generally between 2 to 3 cents, primarily based on its copper content. While it's not rare or highly valuable in its current state, it still offers historical interest and remains a collectible piece for those who appreciate the legacy of American coinage. Next up, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Without a mint mark, is more than just a small copper coin. It's a tangible piece of American history. Today, we're going to explore this humble coin in detail. We'll talk about its background, design, condition, and its current value in the coin collector's market. So, if you're curious about what this coin might be worth today, stay tuned as we break it all down. Let's begin with the origin of the Lincoln wheat penny. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. This series became the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin remained in production with its iconic wheat reverse until 1958. The 1950 issue falls right in the middle of this classic era, making it a common yet cherished find for collectors today. The 1950 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. That's why there is no letter beneath the date on the obverse side. The coin features a profile. Portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head are the words "In God We Trust," while to the left of his profile is the word "Liberty." The date 1950 sits prominently to the right. This design remained nearly unchanged for decades, reinforcing Lincoln's enduring legacy in American coinage. On the reverse side, we see two stalks of wheat curving along the left and right sides of the coin, hence the nickname wheat penny. In the center, you'll find the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin motto E pluribus unum at the top. It's a design that balances symbolism with simplicity and has captivated collectors for generations down now. Let's discuss the coin's composition. The 1950 Lincoln wheat penny was made with 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Each coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams. Because of its high copper content, these coins have an intrinsic value even when they are in circulated or damaged condition. However, collector interest usually pushes the price beyond simple metal value. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 272 million of these coins in 1950. That means the coin is not particularly rare. But finding one in very fine condition with most details intact is still a pleasant surprise for collectors, especially if it hasn't been cleaned or excessively worn. Now, let's talk about the condition of this specific coin. It is in very fine condition, meaning moderate wear is present, but most major design features remain clear and well-defined. You may notice some slight flatness on Lincoln's cheek and jaw, and the wheat stalks on the reverse might have slight we're near the tips, but all the lettering and date remain readable and well-formed. While the coin does have some scratches, these are expected in circulated coins and do not significantly detract from its collectible value unless they are severe. So, what is this coin worth in today's market? As of now, a 1950 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition typically sells for 10 to 20 cents. If the coin has fewer scratches and better eye appeal, it might sell closer to the higher end of that range. However, prices can fluctuate slightly depending on demand, the specific appearance of the coin, and the venue in which it's sold, whether that be online auctions, coin shows, or local dealers. Uncirculated examples in mint state condition can be worth several dollars, especially if graded by professional services like PCGs or NGC. Some high-grade examples have even sold for $15 to $30 or more. But in the condition we're focusing on, very fine, with some scratches, the value is more modest. Still, for a coin that's more than 70 years old, that's not bad at all. While the 1950 wheat penny may not make you rich, it remains a meaningful piece of American history. It was struck during a time when post-war America was growing, changing, and thriving. This coin may have passed through countless hands, perhaps used to buy a newspaper, a piece of candy, or a bus fare. Each coin tells a story, and this one is no exception. So whether you found this coin in pocket change, inherited it from a family member, or picked it up at a flea market, it's a great addition to any collection. The combination of its age, historical context, and iconic design makes it valuable beyond just dollars and cents. It's a small artifact of American heritage. Next up, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny with D mint mark might seem like just another small coin. But for collectors and history lovers, it represents a significant era in American history. This particular coin, struck during the final year of World War II, carries more than just monetary value, carries stories, resilience, and a piece of a nation's legacy. In this video, we'll explore the history, features, and current market value of this specific coin in dirty condition with visible scratches. So let's dive in and uncover the journey and value of the 1945 D Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909. Created to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll see a right-facing portrait of Lincoln. Above his head is the motto "In God We Trust." To the left is the word "Liberty," and to the right is the date 1945. Beneath the date on this coin is a small D mint mark, which indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint. The reverse side features two iconic wheat stalks on each side of the coin, which is why it's often referred to as a wheat penny. Between those stalks, the center of the coin reads 1 cent followed by United States of America with the Latin phrase E pluribus unum inscribed along the top. The simplicity of the design is part of its enduring charm, making it instantly recognizable among American coins. When it comes to composition, the 1945D Wheat Penny was made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This standard copper-based alloy gives the coin its traditional reddish-brown tone. Although age, environmental exposure, and wear can affect the color. Since your coin is in dirty condition with scratches, it may appear darker, possibly brown, or blackened in places with loss of original luster. Now, let's look at the mintage. The Denver Mint produced approximately 266,268,000 Lincoln Wheat Pennies in 1945, making this coin fairly common in terms of total numbers. However, most of those coins were heavily circulated, and finding one in pristine condition is a challenge. Even though your coin is in dirty condition and has some scratches, it still holds collectible value, especially for beginners and budget-conscious collectors. Let's talk about the condition more specifically. A dirty coin with scratches is typically considered to be in a lower grade, perhaps in the range of good to fine. Depending on how severe the wear and damage are, the scratches may affect the coin's overall eye appeal, and dirt or tarnish can obscure design features. However, as long as the date, mint mark, and major details are still visible, the coin remains identifiable and collectible to some degree. So, what is a 1945D Lincoln Wheat Penny worth in today's market? In lower grades, like good or dirty with scratches, the coin usually sells for around 5 to 15 cents. That might not sound like much, but when you consider the billions of pennies in circulation, only a small fraction from this era are still around, especially with original details intact. Collectors who are trying to complete a full set of Lincoln Wheat Pennies from 1909 to 1958 will often purchase these lower-grade staked coins just to fill a slot until they can find a better specimen. Coins in higher grades, such as extremely fine or uncirculated, can sell for $1 to $5, and certified mint state examples can go for even more, sometimes $10 to $50 or higher, especially if the coin has excellent color, luster, and strike. But in today's auction market, a 1945D penny in dirty, scratched condition is usually in the 10 to 25 cent range, especially if sold in bulk with other circulated wheat pennies. Despite the modest value, the real charm of the 1945D Lincoln Wheat Penny lies in its history. This coin was minted during a pivotal moment in global history, the end of World War II. It may have been carried in the pocket of a soldier returning home, or exchanged for food stamps or a newspaper. Its scratches and dirt tell a silent story of all the hands it has passed through and the life it has witnessed. Collectors often say that every coin has a story, and the 1945D wheat penny is no exception. It's a small copper reminder of an era marked by both hardship and hope. Even if it's not worth a fortune, it has value far beyond the number printed in a price guide. So, if you've got a 1945D Lincoln wheat penny in your hands, even in dirty condition with some wear and scratches, know that you're holding a genuine artifact from America's past. And that, in itself, is something special. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy exploring coin history and values like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments what coin you'd like us to cover next. Every coin has a journey, and yours might be next in the spotlight.